So in today's video, we're going to be continuing that 6v6 series with Domination. In today's video, we're going to look at two different gameplays. The first gameplay we're going to take a look at is a match in progress, and I'm going to point out one of the biggest issues with this game mode and something that you're going to struggle with it if you play solo. And then in the second gameplay, I think I do a perfect demonstration on how you should be playing Domination, and I think you guys will get a lot out of it as I go 31-1. So if you enjoy the video, let me know by hitting the like button. I do have a goal in today's video of 500 likes. If you're brand new to the channel, would like to find your way back at some point watching, make sure you do subscribe with notifications on. Let's go ahead and get into the first gameplay. So one thing you will see is the match is already half over, and as I'm coming in, what you want to look at is to see where your teammates are. I can see that there looks like there's a couple over here at A, and then there's 1, 2, maybe 3 over at C. As you can see, they're capturing it, and it doesn't look like we have any cave control. And when you're playing Domination, you want to lock down the B area and then just kind of maintain one of the spawns so all the enemies are coming from a predictable area. And I'm gonna walk through all of that. So as I come through, I'm expecting there to be a bunch of enemies in this area, just listening for audio cues, paying attention to what's going on. As I come through, I'm able to jump out, snap on the other one, and I know there's another one. I'm not sure if he's gonna come around, so I go and decide to peek it, and I'm trying to cover B by myself. Looks like my teammate goes over there, and what you're gonna notice is an issue, and why I'm running so aggressively to the A side is because the teammates are losing A, even though there's a couple of them over by A, and then they have managed to flip the spawns. So almost always, like 99% of the time, unless you're with a coordinated team, the second you grab the opposite objective, you're going to end up flipping the spawns, and then the enemy just grabs the previous objective that you already had. So you just end up going for captures and zero map control and zero contribution to the actual score. Obviously, if you're behind, you need to capture all the objectives. Make sure you get out there grabbing objectives, but you got to play smart to a certain point. Somehow that guy slipped through the cracks. He was in my blind spot. I kind of turn as I come around the corner, and I just didn't see him. He didn't pop up, and I couldn't visibly see him. You see my teammates over by B. Most of them are still camp. This guy's just camping in this room. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing, just watching the sight line, probably sitting on some claymores. I don't know what they're doing. And you can see that there's this guy. He's sitting in that building, which literally has nothing to do with the objective. My teammate does grab B. So right here, we're in a solid spot. My teammate is up there. It looks like the enemy just spawns literally behind him, about to walk up on him. I kill that guy, and there ends up being a second enemy player. So I'm coming around, paying attention to what's going on. And you can see we're still pretty good here. We got decent map control. I'm not trying to push over by C because I don't want to flip the spawns. But as I'm up here, I'm expecting a couple teammates. There's 6 of us in the match. I would expect maybe 2, maybe 3 to push up. We haven't really seen that. They've slipped through the side over here on the left, and they kind of went through cave, and I'm coming up to try and clean up some kills here, and I do end up catching them. So I catch one here, I shoot him in the back. Still zero teammate engagement. They're all over by A somehow. I guess they're being very vigilant about that individual flag. I don't know what's going on, but I'm trying to put in as much work as I can, and you can see that the teammates are starting to kind of cruise out. I see 2 guys right here, teammates coming through. Take him out, another, and I jump it and take another. So I took out 3. There ends up being another one. I didn't quite catch where his location was. I thought I slid behind the rock. And you're going to see that this continues like this. Literally, there is one guy on the flag now, which is good. Me taking out so many people allowed him to get a little bit of progress. You can see the enemies are pushing into the cave now, and I'm trying to cut him off. He ends up losing that gunfight, unfortunately. If he holds that gunfight, I'm able to take that guy out as he comes through. And you can see still all the teammates are back over by A. There's a lot going on there. I try to back off. I take out this one here. I jump through, and I'm flashed. I still try aggressive to make that play. But in reality, we don't really have anyone doing anything. You can see this guy is really just watching A, and we're going to end up losing A, even though he is literally standing on it. We do have a couple teammates that are pushing out now, so that's a plus. But for the most part, there's zero map control. I'm calling in the VTOL. This is why you got to have B, which you're going to see in the vacant matchup, that it's important which flags you hold, especially on these 6v6 maps, because you're going to influence the spawns a lot. I was hoping that we could get B sooner, but there's not a lot of time, so I had to call in my VTOL. Hopefully that shuts down enemies as they're coming through. I try to help out on this right side. Teammate ends up dying pretty quickly, and I'm expecting someone to be on the left or have a sight line to see B. So I'm just trying to pay attention, see what's going on. I'm getting killed. Just a little bit of bad timing rushing around the corner. As you can see right here, I ended up going 19-5, joining late. I had 2 captures, which captures aren't everything. Really, you just got to capture the flag, hold it. But these guys, they're camping and they're not really contributing to the objective. This guy has 5 captures. He's very brand new. He probably doesn't understand how the spawn flip works, but obviously that's why I make these types of videos. One thing I will point out is this is to get wins and do well. Obviously I could do better if I just avoided the objectives completely and only played for kills. So match in progress, we start 20 to 31. We are down. Teammate is grabbing C. So all I'm trying to do is lock down this area and pretty much make it so that no one's able to sneak through and get to my team at C. So we got that flag, teammates in there. I'm able to snap on, laser that guy. And really all we want to focus on is map control, map control, map control. And what that really means is you're holding 60, 50, 60, 70% of the map with your team. You don't want to push beyond that boundary because then you know that the enemies are in that other 30% that is left over, which makes it very predictable. I'm sitting on the flag here, trying to get this because I know this is important. And then you can see these teammates, they have no clue what's going on. We have C, we are about to get B, and them being over here at A pushes the enemies to the side spawn over here and the side spawn over here, where it ends up being that we can get pinched from both sides, and that ends up leading to easy deaths. So if you're ever wondering why you're getting shot in the back so much, it's hard for you to predict where enemies are, it's because these 3 bozos over here are worried about grabbing A instead of B and holding on to C. We already got that. Why make it a fight where the enemies are going to jump on C? And that's what inevitably happens. We see it time in, time again. And as you'll see, it almost gets that triple cap. Luckily we don't, because then the spawns get really weird once you get a triple cap. And then I'm able to post up knowing that the enemies are probably going to try and aggressively push for it. I take them both out, and then I'm able to see what's going on in the minimap. There's a guy on the right side. I'm thinking I want to take him out. That guy looks like he slipped up, and then as I come through, I just get a little bit of bad timing. This is the only death in the match, and you can see he's playing super aggressive, you know, casually walking in there, and it's just a little bit of bad timing. He shoots me in the back. I never saw him. But you can see we start losing B, and now we got to go ahead and regain that map control. I'm pushing up, trying to clear out the area. I take him out, and then I'm trying to push up to this 60, 70 imaginary line. So pretty much we know that people can get in through this window, through the door, through this side. There's a lot of entry points. If somebody wants to get in on this side though, they have to go all the way around, and they have to jump through that little doorway, or they have to come through this little corridor. So as long as you're up here, we know that a majority of enemies are going to be in this corner or this corner. So that's what you really have to be aware of when you're holding this map. So all I'm trying to do is anchor this line, and that'll allow us to force the spawns where we want them, get us into predictable gunfights. I jump out, take the guy out, and I kind of pre-aimed. I didn't see that guy before I jumped out. I just jumped out pre-aiming, and I was already able to line it up. That guy I saw on the minimap, and as I come through, all I'm really trying to do is you can look at how strong our map control is. Nobody is over here by A, so that means the enemies are likely in this corner and in this top corner. You see where all of our teammates are, we're holding a line. And this is good execution of the team. Obviously, they're playing a little sloppy in the beginning, but that's how it goes. We pushed a little bit, somebody guys snuck around, he's taking C, so we gotta come back through, clean that up. Sometimes that happens too. You get an odd spawn, some guy slips through the crack, and then they're able to capture the objective. I was watching it with my team. He's able to recapture it. Even though I could have jumped on it, it's better for us to have different sight lines, so it's not always about literally standing on the objective. I came back to get the objective, and I want to make sure we're holding these objectives, and as you'll see later on, I force flip the spawns to make sure that we have these objectives once we lose it, because all the aerial streaks can't do anything if the enemies are indoors. So we want them to be outdoors, spawning outdoors. You're going to see how that leads to a ton of kills with the VTOL and the chopper gunner. So again, we're still holding that map control. I'm looking for somebody to push, debating if I want to go around and maybe go ahead and take it from the angle, because where I'm at, you can see there's an ammo box right there, and I'm just trying to peek it. My teammates are about to go outside. I'm helping to cover them, and then I'm working my way back. It looks like they're slipping around the seaside based off the compass. I'm able to line up, take that guy out. Teammates jumping on Alpha. And look at where all the enemies are starting to pop up on this side. Come through. Teammate ends up cleaning it up. I'm okay getting assist if that's going to allow me to get my streaks. Take out the next one. And you can see, look at, enemies are taking Charlie. I wonder how that happens. Literally, when they jump on A, flip the spawns, force a lot of them. Look at how many of them are at C. And that's not good for aerial streaks. You'll see. So now we got to worry about A. I don't really want A. And I really just got to play my life. pre-aiming this area. This is where the enemies are going to come through. And you can see I haven't really held up in one location. I'm kind of paying attention where the map control area is and just kind of staying within that boundary and not really pushing the issue. If I was going 100% for kills, I would probably aggressively push, flip the spawns, not care, and try and get as many kills as possible. But unfortunately, that's not how you should be playing Domination if you're actually playing it the correct way. In my opinion, there's totally different strategy when you're trying to go for kills. So normally I would have called it in. But like I said, I'm going to hold on to it because I want C. And you're going to look at this is all deliberate. I'm waiting for this guy. I drop down, end up taking him out, and then I'm pushing it with my teammate. All I'm trying to do is get a hold of the objective and then pretty much cover my teammate. And you can see the spawns flipped almost immediately. Look at where all the enemies are coming through. They're going to come through this door. As long as I pre-aim this door, that's 3 of them. Teammates should be good on this side, and we should be able to capture C, or at least that's the goal. So I'm waiting. I'm expecting some people to come in. I pre-aim it really quick, get a nice easy kill, and then now I have the chopper gunner. There are guys that are pushing forward, and I'm going to end up throwing down my ammo box, I believe, after I drop this VTOL. And I'm putting that over B so we can hopefully lock down B. At this point, I really want us to lose A, because then that's a hard push for all the enemies to spawn outside. So I'm just watching, put the claymore there, so in case they come around for me, I'll still be on my life when I'm calling in this chopper gunner. You can see that we're losing A, which is a good thing. And then B is about to be taken back by my team. And that's all a result of what I just did by going into that room to make sure I can get this aerial streak. Once we start clearing it up, you can see there's only one guy here. And then when we look at outside, look at where the spawns are. They start spawning super heavy. And then they're trying to shoot down my VTOL. That leaves my chopper gunner free. Look at all these kills that I'm getting with these streaks. If I would have been at the A flag and not the C flag, I wouldn't have been getting half of these things. So those are things you got to be thinking a couple steps ahead, especially when it comes to these 6v6 game modes where the maps are not really good for those aerial streaks. That's why the 10v10 maps, they're a lot more open. I think that's designed for that way for a reason, to kind of protect newer players that are probably sticking to the 6v6 game modes. So you just take advantage of that. We got the streaks. We're up. We are pretty much triple capped right now. As soon as we start, you know, the streaks are gone. A starts getting taken. And I'm going around this side because I'm expecting the enemies still to be on that right side and straight ahead. You see my teammates are spending a lot of time over there. It looks like some random dude spawned on the backside. So I'm turning my back around, trying to go for that guy so he doesn't influence the spawns at all. Take him out. There's another one. Teammate took him out. So it looks like we got the spawns again. And the reason that guy spawned here is our teammates decided to jump on A, which forced all the enemies into this corner. So as you get in kind of the routine and as our understanding what's going on with those UAVs, you're going to have an idea of where all the enemy players are at pretty much all times, even if they're running Ghost. So I back off, and then I'm deciding to push back out around the other side. Just leave that alone. Obviously, this is going to be a slaughter now because we're ahead by almost 90 points. So I'm coming through, and then you can see where they're at on the mini-map. I'm going to play it aggressively because not enough time to get a nuke or anything like that. Plus, streaks don't cycle through. I only get 1 per life. It's not like I'm getting another VTOL by staying alive, but there's just not enough time to get that set of streaks. And that's pretty much ends up being a majority of the match there. So I ended up going 32-1, as you can see there. I didn't do anything flashy. I don't have a ton of captures. It was a match in progress, so I did lose a little bit of that opening start. But you can see how everything was executed. I still end up with the most kills, least deaths, highest KD, and we end up slaughtering the enemy team, just taking advantage of those spawns and how they work within core 6v6 domination. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, let me know by hitting the like button. Again, 500 is the goal. And if you're brand new, looking to find your way back for more of this type of content, definitely make sure you do subscribe with notifications on. See you on the next one. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.